Hi guys, I'm back with another video. Long time no see. It's been a long month that I've been off YouTube and a lot has changed, to say the least. If you were watching my videos before I took my little break, you'll know that I was preparing for a very big move to England and was going through a serious amount of health problems. So I'm now in England and have been back home for almost a month now. And so I thought I would just come on here and do a little bit of an update as to where I am in life. It's definitely been an adjustment going from co-parenting, living with my boyfriend in America, to moving back in with my parents at 20 and being a full-time mum to 2 children. It's been exhausting and I've barely had the headspace to do much, let alone come on here and film a video for you guys. But I was filming so regularly in America and talking about all my health problems that I thought I better come on and talk about where I am at in life now. So I've been really trying to get back on track and kind of gather myself together and find a way to be more independent in life. And I'm not even close, to be honest. I still don't drive and my parents drive me to most of the places that I can't walk to, and I live mostly with my dad, but sometimes I stay with my mum. And you know, that's not anywhere near being independent, but I feel like I'm slowly getting there. I've got my 3-year-old daughter now in daycare for 15 hours a week, which is really nice. It's so good to have 3 hours to myself every day. I mean, I don't really get it to myself because I have a 6-month-old baby that is awake often during that time. She's actually asleep now, which is why I thought it would be a good chance to come on and talk. But it's nice to have those 3 hours to try and be more productive and figure stuff out. So I've been also figuring out how to get back on benefits so I can get some government assistance to help with me and my kids. And my eldest daughter's dad pays child support, which has been really helpful. And then my youngest daughter's dad is here for a few months before he has to return to USA, which I'm not looking forward to. It's really hard to settle into a routine and start a life as a family, kind of knowing that he's gonna leave. And I just remember the trauma that I went through when my eldest daughter, when I was living here, and her dad had to leave at the end of the 6 months, and how I went from co-parenting, well, not co-parenting, we were, living together, and then suddenly doing it all by myself. But I don't know, I know it's coming and I'm just gonna have to get my head around it. Anyway, as far as my health is concerned, I saw a doctor the first day I got back to UK, and she has been my doctor for a very long time, and so she has quite a long history of my health before I went to America. And the first thing she decided to do was to go ahead and check my reflexes after I explained all of the symptoms I'd been having. And she said that she felt my reflexes were too brisk, and brisk reflexes are most commonly associated with multiple sclerosis and Parkinson's disease. However, my symptoms don't align with Parkinson's disease, so she also thought that I probably had multiple sclerosis. It was quite apparent by the way she was talking. However, she didn't say that. All she said was that my reflexes were too brisk and I needed an MRI. But she did touch on that she was relieved that I had a CAT scan, because otherwise my symptoms would lead her to think that I had a brain tumour. So that is a relief that I probably don't have a brain tumour. So then I got another MRI referral in the mail, but unfortunately this was a closed MRI, and I couldn't even manage the open MRI lying down. So I'm now struggling to get back in touch with the neurologist and explain that I'd like a referral that I can bring to London, where they do upright open MRIs. And with the upright open MRIs, you're sitting in a chair and you can watch a TV in front of you to distract you. I did try the lying down MRI, but I just felt like really closed in with the head cage, and that the machine would be like over my head. I have this unhealthy fear that if there's like a heavy object over my head that it will crash on me. So I couldn't even manage that, and I had no support family there to hold my hand during the MRI. So I'm hoping this time I can achieve it. I just really need to try and get an order for a private MRI so I can go and get that and then get some results. And yeah, also once I got back, I started struggling a lot with bruising for no apparent reason. So I had a blood test, but that came back normal. So that really didn't explain anything for me. And as far as symptoms are concerned, I felt that since I got back to England, a lot of my symptoms improved. However, with multiple sclerosis and most nervous system problems, they come in kind of flare-ups where they're bad for a few weeks and then you can kind of have no symptoms for almost a year. And that's the thing that about these diseases, they often trick you and you think, oh, well, my symptoms have gone, it's nothing. But in fact you have something quite serious going on. So even though I feel that a lot of my symptoms have improved, I'm also trying to make sure that I get to the bottom of what has been going on. I mean, I know stress can do really strange things to the body, but I was experiencing like the left side of my face going completely dead and tingling and stuff like that, and I was having really strange symptoms. So I still want to look into it. I do, at the moment, I have like a few symptoms that kind of come and go. The biggest one is my left leg starts to go like burning and tingling, and honestly that could be down to sciatica from pregnancy, but I still need to get that checked out. And then the twitching in my temples, which is called hemifacial spasm, kind of comes and goes quite a bit, and the visionary symptoms continued. However, I believe what's going on with my eyes is called visual snow, and I read that that happens when you have like brain damage from like a nervous system disorder or any sort of brain damage, and it can just be permanent. In fact, it nearly always is. So I've kind of just had to get my brain around the idea that it's something I'm going to have to live with. And honestly, the biggest symptom I have right now is tiredness, but that's just something that, you know, is to be expected with 2 children, so I don't really put that one down to anything. But as far as how I'm doing in my emotional well-being, I'm definitely feeling a lot happier now I'm back home. I really did not enjoy the heat in Florida. It was just too much. It was really hard to go out or do anything, and I felt so irritable every time I went outside because it was so hot. And it's really cold here, and I actually really love it. So I'm really happy with the climate and being back in England, and it's nice to be around my parents. Obviously, as much as I appreciate living with them, I'd really like to work towards getting my own place and having kind of my own space to create and craft how I'd like it. But yes, it has been nice being back home with my family. I saw my brother after 2.5 years, which was really lovely. We had a nice catch up, and it's really nice to show my boyfriend where I grew up and to have my 3-year-old full time. Co-parenting had its ups and downs. It was nice to co-parent and have my daughter's dad be a part of her life, but I also felt that co-parenting caused quite a lot of difficulties for me in terms of we parented very differently, and my daughter would come back from her dad's at the weekends and be quite challenging and have expectations for things that I just didn't agree with. So, you know, co-parenting can have its challenges. So In some aspects it's easier because my daughter always knows kind of what to expect from me, but it definitely gets really exhausting. But my mum has been really nice and has my little girl like one night a week usually, so that's been really helpful. So I've managed to get a date night in with my boyfriend, but of course I also always have my 6-month-old baby because she's exclusively breastfed. But I don't know, she's still a little baby, so it's still pretty easy in that aspect. And yeah, so I'm doing pretty well in general. Really happy to be back home and starting my life. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm quite tired actually, and I need to go get my little girl from preschool in about 20 minutes. And I feel kind of bad because I'm probably gonna have to wake up my baby to bring her with me. But yep, I don't know how often. Oh, fuck. That dog, I swear. So I had a Chihuahua when I was like 11, and he lives at my dad's now where I am. And he barks anytime any car comes into the driveway. It's like a wide driveway with several buildings, and sometimes it just really catches me off guard and makes me jump right out of my skin. Anyway, thank you so much if you stayed till the end. I know this video wasn't like the most interesting, but at least I had something more positive to bring you guys, and I hope to be creating more interesting content over the next few months that's going to draw more people in and, you know, bring more positivity and help people. But right now I just need to take the time to focus on myself, my children and my loved ones. But once I have that energy to share with you all, I will definitely try to create some content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon.